What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Resplendent Palla and going to be going over the builds that you can run on her, and at the end I'll have a special bonus segment. So Resplendent Palla is a Gen 1 sword flyer and she does have White Wing Blade as her preferred weapon. Now this is a pretty nice weapon on Est and also pretty good on Katria, but unfortunately Palla got the short end of the stick because she had Ruby Sword as the weapon before she got any kind of weapon refine. So she still has the gem weapon effect or the triangle adept effect, which isn't really all that good. And she does get the triangle attack essentially when she's within 2 spaces of 2 or more flying allies. So she's able to get that and get the brave effect out of it and also +3 to all of her stats. But still having the triangle adept effect in her base effect is really not all that good. I've still used Palla quite a lot at Plus and Merge and stuff like Arena, and she was in the Arena core of mine for many years. So in the end, you know, Triangle Adept could work out in Arena, but still, it's not the best effect to have, and it definitely leaves something more to be desired of. So it's definitely quite outdated weapon refine, and Arcane Sword is definitely going to be the option if you're going to be running her at high investment or max investment. Looking at her stat spread, she does have a rather balanced stat spread, which is going to be benefiting off of the merges, the dragon flowers and everything, but she's not really going to be having very high of a speed. So she could be compared to the other sword flyers that we have right now, like Tanith or Rickard. And you know, Palla with the resplendent stats kind of tries to even the gap, but still she's not going to be as fast as Rickard or Tanith, and she's at least going to be having as much attack as Tanith, which is definitely pretty decent, and pretty much the same defense and bulk as Rickard and Tanith, but definitely not in terms of the speed. And nowadays speed is really important because we have such a huge amount of speed creep going on. So Palla definitely benefits off of the resplendent stats because of her stat spread and how balanced it is, but still her stat spread being this kind of balance doesn't really let her specialize in one aspect. And she could be built up as your merch project if she's a favorite. She's pretty much one of those units that you build up if she's a favorite, because she's not really going to be someone that is going to be very meta influential like many of the Gen 1 units, and she's mainly going to be there as a fan favorite. Because of the White Wing Blade, she is definitely more incentivized to be run with flying allies so that you can get the brave effect and essentially make the most out of her weapon refine. But like I said, at high investment, Arcane Sword is definitely going to be right there. If you're building up Palla, then you can definitely use her preferred weapon, like I said, with the flying allies, and you can definitely try and pair this off with Dive Bomb, so that way when you're going to be doubling and getting the brave effect, you can actually get the consecutive 4 hits by using Dive Bomb. And because her weapons effect is mainly player phase, so Sparrow is going to be able to work out from the divine codes, and Speed Defense Rain is also a pretty nice option, and Blade Session is going to be completing this player phase build. But if you're going to be investing into her for more stuff and not just for the player phase, then the Arcane Sword is going to be the weapon that you should be running. So Arcane Lutnir does give you the -1 special cooldown, so that is really good for making Luna a 2 cooldown special, and it does have the auto follow up and the follow up negation along with the guard effect, so that is definitely pretty good. And even though this weapon does have the auto follow up, I would still recommend having plus speed IV on her, because having the extra speed means that you can just double many of the units which are slower and have the follow-up negation effect, and it also makes it so that you're not going to be getting doubled by that many foes. So stacking up your speed is definitely going to be helpful, and it's definitely helpful in a metagame where we have a lot of very fast units, so it definitely helps close out the gap between the damage reduction skills that are based on the speed. So by being fast, you're at least going to be able to do more damage to them, and they're not going to be getting the full damage reduction. So Arcane Lutnir with the Speed Refine and Speed IV is something that you can run. And Attack Speed Catch is going to be a pretty great mixed phase skill that you can run. And in the slot B, you can always run the Neotrace skill, because being a flying unit, she's always going to be getting the utility out of the Neotrace effect. And you can even run Flow and Trace actually if you want to, but that is definitely going to be a bit more expensive. So Speed Defense Rain or Attack Speed Rain is going to be the option that you can run here, or if you have access to the hold skills, then those are also going to be pretty good. And this is basically going to be the standard build that you can run with Arcane Lutnir. You can even go with the more player phase option with Surge Sparrow, and here Flow and Trace I suppose could be run, and you can definitely run this with Attack Speed Menace and basically function like a player phase build. And I've definitely seen a couple of Pallas use Surge Sparrow and basically have this kind of player phase build. So by using Surge Sparrow, you're going to be able to heal up, but you're only going to be functioning in the player phase. And you can also run her with a more expensive slotted skill in Attack Speed Clash 4. So this could be run with Attack Speed Oath 4 because the Clash skills do actually count the spaces moved even when you teleport. So that's why it is going to be functioning well with the Oath 4 skills. And this is something that you can run at high investment because it also provides you with the extra offenses and also the attack and speed debuff neutralization, which is definitely really good. And because of the Triangle Adept effect built into her preferred weapon and the fact that she could just quad attack with the flying allies, you can definitely try and use her in Rooker Siege. I definitely try and use her whenever there's some kind of green Rooker. So this is something that you can run. It does look like a wacky build, but this is basically there for the Rooker Siege. Double Death Blow is definitely pretty helpful, and Guard is going to be there so that the Rooker does not charge their special. And Breath of Life is going to be helpful so that you can heal up the dancers that you're going to be running. And she could easily be run with Rayson and Leon, the two Heron dancers, which can also give you the healing so that she can stay healthy. And Astra is always going to be really helpful as a special to do more damage to the Rooker. So Rooker Siege is definitely one of the usage of, Palla and her gem weapon essentially that she has got. And against green Rookers, this is something that you can use. I really wish Palla got something different for her base effect other than Triangle Adept because it really limits her potential. And we have seen on Est how really good it is with the armor effective damage. So if I had to re-refine White Wing Blade for more effects, then this is what I will do to modernize it a bit. So -1 special cooldown is going to be really helpful. And then I'm going to be giving her +4 to all of her stats and also being able to neutralize buffs on the foes. So this is definitely going to be pretty helpful. And then I'm going to be giving her the adaptive damage, which is a reference to her Shadows of Valentia ult. So having the adaptive damage definitely helps her even though she doesn't really have the highest attack stat. So being able to hit the resistance of many of the enemies is going to be really helpful. And then for the weapon refine, I would definitely remove the flying condition because now with Brattle Catria, with Winter Cordelia, getting the triangle attack is not really all that unique. You can basically do it with any kind of unit. So I would just make it so that if she's within 2 spaces of 2 or more allies, she's going to be able to get the Brave effect, the triangle attack basically, and get the extra stats in the player phase. So I think that would definitely make things easier for her so that you're not just going to be running her on a flying team. And then at start of turn, she can give herself the +6 attack and speed buff and also the order status. So the order status is definitely going to be making it a lot easier for her to maintain the condition of her weapon refine and make it so that she can easily trigger that. So I'm definitely going to be giving that to her in her refine part. So let me know in the comments what do you think about my re-refine and rework of this weapon, and if you would like this kind of Palla or not. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you did, and if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more FEH videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as White Wing Blade without any flying allies. So that's all. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.